In this video, we'll see how to find the GCD and LCM of two numbers and execute that using C and Java program. So basically what is GCD is that finding the largest positive integer dividing both numbers. So we have n1 and n2. We are going to find the largest positive integer that divides both the numbers without remainder. So for example, we'll take n1 as 24 and n2 as 60. Now we have to find the factors of these two numbers. So for 24, factors would be 2 into 2 into 2 into 3, 3 8 are 24. And for 60, the factors would be 2 into 2 into 3 into 5. We have got the factors. Now for GCD, we'll be taking the common factors. So this is a common factor, this is a common factor, and 3 is again a common factor. Multiplying the common factors, we get the GCD. So GCD equal to 2 into 2 into 3. Not taking both values, we are going to take only the common value and taking it only once. When we find that, we get the GCD of these two numbers. GCD is the largest possible positive integer dividing both these values without remainder. So when we are dividing 24 by 12, we don't have any remainder. And for 60, when we divide it by 12, we won't get any remainder. So this is the highest possible value which divides both. I mean, 60 can be divided by highest integer also, but it should also divide 24. So we are going to find the common values. Next is LCM. LCM is smallest integer that is a multiple of both. The difference, if we see, GCD is the largest number that divides n1 and n2. LCM is a multiple of n1 and n2, the smallest possible multiple of n1 and n2. So for again, if we see, for n1 is equal to 24 and n2 is equal to 60, from here itself we can see, like we have 2 into 2, we are taking the factors and then we are taking the multiples. So here we have 3, 2. So it is 2 cube into 3 power 1. And for 60 it is 2 power 2 into 3 power 1 into 5 power 1. So we are taking all these factors with their powers. We have 3, 2 and 1, 3. So 2 to the power 3 is 2 into 2 into 2. So while taking this, we are going to find the smallest value. That means we have to take the highest power. Okay. So comparing these two, taking the common values and comparing it. So we have 2 common. Now comparing 2 power 3 and 2 power 2, 2 power 3 is greater. So we'll be taking 2 power 3 and comparing this, both are equal. So take 1, that is 3 power 1 and 5 power 1. Here we are not leaving 5 because it is not common. We will be taking the uncommon values also. But if it is common, we have to find the greatest value among them. If it is not common or if it is not available in the other thing, other factor of other value, just take that and multiply with this value. So here we get 8 into 3 into 5, that is 120. So here LCM is 120. So these are the variables which we will be using in this program. N1 and N2, we are going to assign those values, and GCD and LCM for storing those respective values. REM is remainder for checking if there exists any remainder, and for numerator and denominator we have two variables. First of all, we need to assign which is numerator and which is denominator from these two values. For that, we need one if condition. If n1 is greater than n2 means numerator will be n1 because the highest value in the numerator and lowest value in the denominator. Else numerator will be n2 and denominator will be n1. Next, what we are going to find is the remainder. That is numerator modulus denominator. So we, whatever it is, if it is 0 also we will be storing this value, else if a remainder exists, that also will be storing in this remainder variable. Now we are going to check while remainder is not equal to 0. Okay, so now we'll go with these values. N1 is greater than N2 means we are checking. 24 is greater than 60 or not, we are checking, so that fails. So as per our values, n1 is numerator is equal to 60 and denominator is equal to 24. Now remainder of 60 divided by 24. So we are finding the remainder. 60 divided by 24, we get the remainder as 12. Now we are checking if remainder is equal to 0 or not. So if it is not equal to 0, we will be proceeding with numerator is equal to denominator. So we are checking whether 12 is not equal to 0. So that is true. Now numerator will be the denominator, which was 24, and denominator will be remainder, which is 12. Now the new remainder will be 24 modulus 12. That is, we got the common value, like 24 dividing 60 by 24. We have eliminated the common values, and the remainder alone we are taking, and we are dividing this remainder with that denominator value until this remainder becomes 0. So we are swapping the values of numerator with denominator and denominator with the remainder which we got. So the new denominator will be 12 and new numerator will be 24. Now dividing both of that values and taking the modulus of it, you get the new remainder. So this process continues until this remainder becomes 0. 24 mod 12 is 0. So what happens when the remainder is found the next time? So this remainder gets passed here, and while checking 0 not equal to 0, this condition fails, and we are moving on to the next procedure. Now we got the remainder. Remainder is nothing but the GCD. So we are assigning to that variable. Next, to find the LCM, what the formula is n1 into n2, multiplying n1 and n2 and dividing that by the GCD value. This we get the LCM. So these two are the formula. So as of now, GCD is nothing but 12, and LCM is 24 into 60 divided by 12, which is equal to 120. In C program, we'll just run the code and see 24 and 60. It is 12 and 120. We'll give another value 10 and 20. It is 10 and 20, because 10 as actually 20 can be divided by 10, and also the multiples, it has common multiples, so again it comes the same. In Java, what we are doing is, for finding GCD, we are checking if this denominator value is equal to 0. If it is equal to 0, then we are returning the first value, because the numerator value. Why we are checking b is equal to 0 means the denominator, until denominator becomes 0. That is, until the remainder is 0. That is what meant here. We saw there like we'll be dividing each time, we're using while loop and all, but here since we are using recursion, this would be even more easy. That is, a mod b we are finding. We'll get the remainder here, and then we are passing b value also. So this is where the swapping happens. The previous values denominator would be the new values numerator, and the remainder would be the denominator. So here in just one line we have finished the code. This would be a more easy method. And for LCM, what we are doing is a into b, that is first value into second value divided by GCD value. Now if we check, we'll execute this. GCD is 10 and 60. It was given as 20 and 30, so it is 10 and 60. Now if we give 10 and 20 is 10 and 20. Then the one which we gave were 24 and 60. 12 and 120. So that's right.